Hey guys, Doc here. Just wanted to start off a video talking about initial assessment this week. I did pick up Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing Feral Trees, which is a one-shot by G. Willow Wilson with art by Mike Perkins and colors by Mike Spicer. So let's go ahead and dig into this and see if anybody needs this in their life. Alright, it starts out with this really gnarly cover showing Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy. And the artwork by Mike Perkins is just absolutely amazing. You can't beat it. It looks like he's transitioning somewhat into a Jay Lee phase of his career, but the artwork is still absolutely just ridiculously detailed. Swamp Thing looks like Rick Veitch's Swamp Thing and Alan Moore's Swamp Thing with Steve and John. So he's got that classic look to him. Meanwhile, Swamp Thing meets different characters of the Kettle Hole Devil, Jack and the Green. But the main thing is, and the story to take away from this title and what makes it so interesting, is it's a story about a girl named Paula. And Paula doesn't really know what her life is supposed to be, except it's not supposed to be that she's beaten by her daddy and abused and used up. So she knows that is not what is supposed to await her as she grows up, grows older, and becomes who she is destined to be. So she strikes out into the woods to go find balance, to go find peace, go find quiet and tranquility, which is things that she's missing in her life. But she knows that that's what she needs in order to transition into who she's supposed to become. The problem is trees shelter her at the detriment to the green, at the detriment to other humans. So Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy are called to check out this situation. Ivy learns more about herself, that she's half in and half out of the green. She, like the Floronic Man in Alan Moore's title run way back in the 80s, thinks that she is 100% with the green. She wants the green to be all. But Swamp Thing reminds her, that how many times have you tried to take over the world? How many times have you tried to extinguish human life only to stop? So he reminds her that she's still half foot in to the human world, and she can't bring herself to take the humans out of the ecological system because they have their place. We are a destructive force, but we also have our place within the system. This is one of the most heartbreaking tales about somebody just wanting to find peace and quiet, wanting to be alone with their thoughts. Ivy tries to save her. Swamp Thing tries to save her. But in the end, what she wanted was happiness above everything else. And in order to have that, she had to perish. And it's a sad story, and it's a story that harkens back to the tales of the classic Swamp Thing stories. But she finds her peace at the end. And in the end, both Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy learn more about themselves. And like Swamp Thing says at the end of the book, death was never the end. It's just the beginning of transition, a beginning of what comes next, the beginning of a new life. I've worked in psych for a long time. Do I think that suicide is ever the answer? No. Do I think walking into the woods and killing yourself by freezing to death is the answer to find meaning in life? No. I do not. But it's stories like this that teach us humanity and teach us how we should love one another, how we should be kind and persistent in showing the people that are closest to us how important they are to us each and every day in each and every way. So, if you want a really amazing story with gorgeous art that will break you down, build you up, and create some thought in your mind about how we are part of this greater ecological system and how we should be kinder to one another and kinder to the trees and kinder to nature, then this is definitely something that you'll need. And I give it an A+, my highest recommendation today. And I think that everybody should go out there and read this because it's a one-shot, so you only need one dose. But I think with this one dose, you can learn so much about yourself and learn so much about life. So did you guys check this book out? I've seen a lot of other comic YouTubers talking about it, and they all seem to think that it's really, really great, and so do I. I think it's got a morality tale, I think it's got a humanistic side, and I think that it's got a lot to teach people who are willing to listen. It's not pushing anything on you, it's just making you think. So thanks for watching Initial Assessment. I hope you will pick this book up. I hope that it gives you something that you need, and I'll catch you in the next video.